one has any right to intervene into the internal affairs of every country, allowing majority or the population to participate in the politics of every country. And that's a very serious matter for African countries, and we seriously consider that as part of the software we need to develop. But that should not be polarizing society. I mean, you cannot polarize society on religious grounds. You cannot polarize society on tribal and clan grounds. We have so many examples in Africa. It's camouflaged by what people call democracy, and Europeans and Americans would like to talk about democracy in Africa as a way of dividing and weakening undeveloped communities. I mean, the socio-economic transformation is very important. Unless you live at a higher level of assimilation, if you live in a tribal society and you go for democracy in a tribal society, you get divided into 100 political parties, and vertical polarization is not good. Countries will have to do a lot in this regard. They will have to go so many steps ahead, create a situation where they build nations, they get rid of all these divisive or divisive forces in society, come to an awareness where people will be educated to have the responsibility to assume in a country, and the political institutions you develop in a country are also very important in terms of development and investment. A challenge and an opportunity. And for Africa to be transformed into a viable market in its own, and a viable market in a global sense, definitely that challenge should be realized very seriously. Africa has seen the last 50 years or maybe more than a century, it's been exploitation, and the exploitation of resources by highly developed countries, industrialized countries, without due respect to the populations in these countries, without sharing with them the benefits of those resources. And that's where now we have the economic crisis, the disease problem in Africa, the marginalization of Africa. After all these years, with all the potential resources, we have been left behind simply because the relationship with the partners was not balanced.